On today's episode, I share 5 things I wish I had done differently when I was 18 years old. Hey, what's up guys? Cam here, and today I'm coming at you from Vancouver, BC. Quickly, if you haven't already, make sure you join the email list on GameQuitters.com to stay up to date on everything happening in our community. This year so far has been amazing, and next year is going to be even more epic. So I'd love to have you join us and go on GameQuitters.com and sign up for the email list. On today's episode, I'm going to share 5 things I wish I had done differently when I was 18 years old. And I can't remember who sent me this question, but someone had asked me, when I was between the ages of 18 and 20, what I would have done differently to change my life. So today I wanted to focus on 18 years old. Maybe in the future, if you guys like this episode, I'll do one on when I was 20. But when I was 18, the reason I'm choosing 18 is because my life was a complete disaster. I had just dropped out of high school for the second time. I moved back home to my hometown of Calgary, Canada. I was living with a girlfriend, working as a dishwasher, and then after we broke up a few months later, I moved back in with my parents, and I started gaming for an entire year, playing World of Warcraft, doing nothing else. I was depressed, and this is when I started to pretend to have different jobs. So I was actually deceiving my family. So when I was 18, things were not really looking up for me. I really had no ambitions. I was lost. I had just retired from hockey. I was depressed, and I was just stuck in gaming. That's all I was doing all day long. So I wanted to share some things, looking back, what I would have done differently that I think would have had a different result. Now, one important thing before I get into those, I think it's easy to look back and see different things that you could have done differently, but at the same point, everything I've been through and everything I've done has led me to become who I am today. So although there's always things that I wish I could have done differently, because I'm not always necessarily proud of how I showed up or how I behaved, in the same way, everything that I did, even my mistakes, helped me become who I am today. And I really do like who I am today. I'm really proud of who I have become. So I don't necessarily regret how I behaved back then, and instead I'm just using this as a reflection of, for you, what you could maybe be changing right now in this moment to help you shift the direction and the results in your life. And although these are things that I've learned over the last couple years, I'm still focused on learning new things every single day, because what I've found over the last number of years is that learning is actually the key to your success. And the more you can learn about what to do and then actually take action and implement those principles, the more you can have an impact on the direction of your life. And that's really amazing. And sure, not everyone focuses on doing that, but everyone I know who's successful is doing that. So you can take these tips and implement them, and they'll make a difference in your life. I promise you that. This isn't just random bullshit. This stuff actually works, and I've tested it myself. So the first thing I would have done differently is I would have started reading better books. The main thing that I lacked when I was 18 years old was perspective. Now, at the time, I would have told you that I knew everything about everything ever in the entire universe, because that's the kind of 18-year-old I was. And I'm sure many of you watching this also feel that way. But what I lacked was perspective, and books, I have found over the years, are an incredible way to gain more perspective, gain better perspective. They're literally just full of knowledge and full of different things that can help you in your life. Just actually walking over here, I was listening to a book, and I'm feeling so inspired, and I'm feeling so much more sure of myself as a man and what I need to do moving forward. The book was on development as a man. So books are amazing, and I have a video on 5 books I recommend for you to start with. But if I was 18, I would start reading a book a week, or at least a book a month for sure, and it would make a huge difference in my life, and I know it'll make a huge difference in yours. The next tip I have is I wish I started to focus on eating healthier sooner. I didn't realize how much of an impact the food I was eating was having on my mood and my energy and my depression until I started to eat healthier a number of years ago. I guess it's 3 or 4 years ago now. But when I was 18, my diet was so bad. I would basically just eat Doritos, I would eat Pizza Pops, I would drink a ton of pop or soda if you're American, and for dinner I would have a tub of chocolate chip cookie dough Haagen-Dazs ice cream. So that was my diet, and I know it was having a really big impact on me, especially because it was actually giving me a lot of acne, which I later found out when I started to eat healthier, and that was affecting my confidence. So the food I was eating had a major impact on me in many ways, and I wish I would have looked into how to eat healthier a lot sooner. The third thing I wish I had done differently is I wish I would have focused more on my environment. Your environment has a greater impact on you than you have on your environment. And another way to say that is that you are the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. So when I was 18 years old, I was very much just checked out. I didn't really hang out with very many people. I didn't really have very many friends, and I didn't take any responsibility for that. So instead I just gamed. And if I could do something differently, I would have started what I did in 2013, which was to really start focusing on who are the people that I want to surround myself by, what are the values of the friends I want to have, and then putting myself in the environments to meet these kinds of people. So I would go to personal development seminars, I'd go to different events like the Higher Purpose Project or Starting Block, which is a social entrepreneur event, and yoga studios, and just different meetups where you can meet higher quality people who can help you have better conversations and really push you to be the best that you can be. That's a big change I've made in my life over the last couple years, and if you're 18 or whatever age you are right now, that's a huge change that you want to take very seriously right now. Now, some of you may be in a small town and you might say, hey, I don't really have access to this sort of thing. So the 2 things I'd recommend. The first is find conferences to go to. Go to awesome conferences. You can meet a ton of people, and then through those relationships, you'll be able to stay in touch through Skype and other means. The next tip I would have for you, if you don't have access to going and meeting new people, is to read better books. Books are people. Books can be mentors and friends as well. So don't discount yourself just because you live in a small town. That's not an excuse, and it's still an opportunity for you. The fourth thing I wish I had done differently is I wish I would have used consistency to my advantage. I wish I would have focused more on starting small and just doing the little things every day or every week, and allowing time to play a role, using time to my advantage. So for example, I started Game Quitters in January, and I committed to doing 1 new video every week. Now I've stayed true to that, for the most part, and now this is video number 41, and things are growing. The channel's growing, people are getting help, comments are growing, and it's really amazing. But if I would have thought about how am I going to do 40 videos this year at the beginning, I might have got overwhelmed and frustrated because it would have taken too much work. So use consistency to your advantage. Commit to doing 1 new video a week, or writing 1 new blog post a week, or going to the gym 3 times a week. Find that commitment for you, and then just stick with it, because consistency done over time is going to get you the results that you want. So use consistency to your advantage, because if you're consistent, success really is inevitable, and you can bank on that. The last thing I wish I had done differently when I was 18 is I wish I would have traveled sooner. Like I said, the thing that I lacked when I was 18 was perspective. And so if I would have traveled sooner, travel is one of the best ways to get a better perspective. And I've seen that over the last couple years as I've traveled a lot more. So I wish I would have been able to travel a lot sooner. And if you're 18, you might not have the finances for that, but you could work part-time and create a travel fund and save for that. You could work with family or friends. You could work with different organizations looking to send high school students or university students abroad. You could look into these things. You could look into studying abroad for a semester at school. There's a lot of different ways, if you want to find ways to get overseas. And travel is so important. That's why I do it so much, and that's why I recommend it for you guys so much. So that's definitely the 5th thing I would have done differently if I was 18, is I wish I would have traveled sooner. And no, going to an all-exclusive resort in Mexico is not travel. travel is where you're experiencing the culture and you're uncomfortable. That's travel. So definitely go travel. To quickly recap, I wish I would have read better books. I wish I would have focused more on eating healthier and how food was affecting me. I wish I would have focused more on my environment and surrounding myself by people who inspire me. I wish I had used consistency to my advantage. There are very few things that I don't wish I had started a number of years ago instead of starting them now, like learning to code or learning filmmaking. Those are skills that I wish I would have started a number of years ago, because now I would be much better at them. And I wish I would have went traveling and used travel to gain better perspective as well. So hope those tips help you guys out, and if they do, make sure you hit thumbs up to help other people find this video. Make sure you hit subscribe. We're right close to 1,000 subscribers, which is really cool. That's a fun milestone for me to see. And make sure you leave a comment. Which tip are you gonna focus on implementing into your life? If you're not 18 anymore, what do you wish you did differently, or for whatever age? So I definitely love to hear from you guys. Say what's up. I respond to every comment, so let me know what you guys think. And check out GameQuarters.com and sign up for the email list. There's a ton of really cool things coming for you guys. I know I say that every week, but there are. I'm working behind the scenes every single day on this stuff, and lots of fun things coming. So hope you guys are having a great week, and I'll talk to you guys soon. All right, peace.